Hello everyone, this is Tim with Paintball Tek. Got a rebuild video for you guys today. This is a older generation, aka SCM, for an autococker. This has the previous set of internals, then the current model, the one that AKA/DC was producing. So it has a few different components inside and a few different seals. So I was going to go over rebuilding this for you guys today. First of all, to get it apart, you can remove the back cap here. It's a 16mm wrench, or a crescent wrench will do the trick. That's literally just the cap that connects it to the front block. Has a single O-ring on it. Otherwise, inside here there's no other pieces. And the rest of it can be accessed through the front by removing the front adjuster cap with a 532 standard Allen key. Once your cap is off, inside you'll find the piston and a spring. Remove these with a nail nose pliers, or sometimes the spring is not stuck on the piston. You can whack it on a tabletop to get it out. Now, the reg head inside here is not a hex, so it does have a spanner tool that's required to unscrew it. AKA did make tools like this specifically for these LPRs. However, if you can't find one, you can take a screwdriver and modify the slot with like a Dremel tool or something like that, or just use a small flat blade screwdriver like this to carefully twist the plug out. But since I've got this tool, that's what I'm going to use. It should click in place like that, and then you can use a 5/16 socket to turn it. There's a spring under there, so it will pop up. You can just turn it over and dump out the internals. Now the rest of this is just basically hollow shell, so you can set that aside. Here are the pieces to the reg head. So if you're going to line everything up, it would be like this. From front to back. So to replace the seals in here, usually your reg seat right here does not go bad. This is a 003 Poly 90. Like I said, it's very rare that goes bad. If you do have to replace it, the easiest thing to do is just take a razor blade and cut it off, because it's a real pain in the butt to pull this off with a pick. The O-ring on the back side here is a 003 Buna 70, which that one's not too bad to get off. And then this one here is a 008. In the reg it'll be a Poly 70, but you can replace it with a Buna 70. So I'm going to go ahead and replace this one. I'm going to go ahead and replace the number 3. It goes on the base. Okay. Now the only other seals on here are the 3 that are on these parts. So there's one there, one on the main piston, and one on the cap. The one on the cap doesn't actually seal anything, it's just a tension O-ring, but for all intents and purposes I'm just going to replace it as well. These two are number 15s, 015s. I'm just going to put a fresh one on there. Put a fresh one on here. And then this one here on the back should be a 013. Yep. These are all Buna 70. So, to do reassembly, on AKA regs we just use oil, no grease. So, use a little bit of oil. Put our rear cap back in. Tighten it down. Set that aside. And then we have to reassemble the internals here. So we're going to put some oil on these O-rings. Number 3, the reg seat, and number 8. This whole assembly can just drop down into the reg, into the hole there in the bottom, and use your tool or screwdriver or whatever you have to line it up and tighten it down. There. You're going to put oil on the main piston O-ring. And oil on the cap O-ring. Go ahead and retighten it with a 532. Just a couple turns in, because that way it'll be zeroed when you start your assembly on the marker. And as always, you're going to want to wipe off any excess oil or grease on the outside. A clean microfiber towel. And you should be all ready to install that on your marker, and it'll be ready to go. Thank you very much, everyone. Have a good afternoon.